You are not on the field, court, or ice. You are on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am. Through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your weekly DC Sports Update, and I am your host, CWall. As always, I am always so excited to get with you guys to give you the rundown of everything happening in DC sports this week. As you all know, this is the end of 2021. Can you believe it? It is the end of the year. Wow. And given that it's the end of the year, it's only right, you guys, that we do a special towards the end of the show. We're going to do a special favorite and even not so favorite moments of 2021 DC sports. I definitely have a long list. And as we go through the show, make sure you are listing out what your favorite or least favorite moments of DC sports this year have been. Maybe we have some of the same moments, maybe not. But listen, nonetheless, you know, we always have to do a few housekeeping items. First, if you have checked into this show, make sure you are hitting the love button or the like button so that I know you're in the building. Got to know that you have checked in live. Make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends. Make sure you are tagging everybody into the live discussion. You know, you can always watch the show later. You can absolutely catch the show on channels 11 and channel 77. 11 if you have Verizon Fios, and 77 if you have Comcast Xfinity. So make sure you're checking in, hitting the love and like, so then we know that you're here, and make sure you are tagging in your folks so we can get into the discussion. Lots to discuss per always. Yes, I know the Wizards are on right now. Got a lot going on. But like I said, we're going to do a special segment toward the end where we're going to do a recap of some of our favorite and least favorite moments in DC sports for 2021. Before we get going on, we absolutely have to shout out our sponsors. So let's go ahead and get started with Uplift Property Suite. We also have Modern-ish. And we also have our friends at Roof Max. Big shouts out to Roof Max. You can see their information here. And to all of our sponsors. Has everybody checked in? Has everybody checked in? Hit the love or like button. And also make sure you are saying hello to each other. You see, the CWall team has always checked in. Joy is telling you guys, like, love, share, and tag. Make sure you're tagging a friend to join this awesome conversation. I see that Damon has checked in, Cameron Mingo, Wallace, David, among others. Hey, everybody, and make sure you are saying hello to Mama Waller because she is on per as always. I see Erias has checked in as well. Okay. Let's get right into it, you guys. We have a lot to cover. This update here is not just specific to DC sports, but in my opinion, is applicable to all sports. Everybody knows earlier this week, we lost the legendary John Madden. John was 85 years old. This was totally unexpected. And this just completely rocked, in my opinion, not just the NFL, but just sports as a whole. Such a trailblazer, legend, many sports icons and legends across the globe shouted out John's family and wanted to send their love and condolences. What we have on the screen is what the Washington football team coach Ron Rivera had to share based on his relationship with John as a friend and having him as a mentor. I mean, he gave his name to a video game that helped people learn how to play football. Legendary Washington football team coach and owner of Joe Gibbs Racing, Coach Joe Gibbs, sent his condolences as well and had many wonderful and marvelous things to share. So this was a shock. This was a shock, and we absolutely want to keep the families in our prayers for certain. It is just heartbreaking, and we know that Coach John Madden was loved by all. We also need to send our condolences to Montez Sweat and his family as he lost his brother earlier this week. So tragedy has struck the Washington football team for the second time in a week. Montez lost his older brother, Anthony. He was shot and killed at an apartment complex in Henrico, Virginia, which is a suburb right outside of Richmond. So we do want to just extend our condolences to Montez. Montez has had a tough year, as you all may have heard or may not have heard. The family also lost their mom earlier this year. So it's so much going on. And we just want to extend our condolences to Montez and his family as well. Always got to, you all know we got to get through all of that first, you guys, before we get into the game and get into sports. So if you get online, make sure you send John Madden's family a loving note, as well as Montez Sweat as well. I'm sure they can all use the prayers. Now, on to DC DMV sports. Are there any Maryland Terps fans in the building? Any Maryland Terps fans? If you are a Maryland Terps fans, I absolutely need to see you hit the love or like button and tag in your fellow Maryland Terps fans. Maryland completely routed Virginia Tech in the Pinstripe Bowl. Shout out to Maryland. 54-10, kind of like how Dallas beat the Washington football team, unfortunately. But hey, if you're a Maryland fan, maybe that made you feel better a bit. There was 29,653 fans on hand to watch the Terps take on Virginia Tech. This is their first bowl history since 2010. So shout out to the Terps. Shout out, go Terps. That was awesome. I'm seeing the love come in for Coach Mike Locksley. Absolutely. You know, we're going to take a minute to shout out the Terps because we talk about all things DMV sports here, and that is very important. Going to a bowl game, that's not chump change, y'all. And winning in the manner that Maryland did, shout out to them. Shout out to them. Had to go ahead and say that and give kudos there. Each week, now we're going to move on to Monumental Sports. Each week leading up to this very important update, I want to share this with you all because I think it is important. I started sharing this last week, and this is the Monumental Sports updated health and safety policy. Okay, please take a look at this. Please share the message. Okay, Monumental Sports and Entertainment will be verifying that patrons aged 12 and older have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine beginning on January 15th, 2022. Okay, as it says here, and just so you all know, in the spirit of transparency, and I'm letting it stay up here for a moment so you all can see. In the spirit of transparency, as it says, event staff are already, all Monumental Sports and Entertainment and event staff are already fully vaccinated and are required to wear masks for all events. This is absolutely true. We absolutely have to wear masks. And oh, by the way, the NBA asked for verification that we have taken the booster. So I absolutely had to upload my information for the NBA to verify that not only am I fully vaccinated, I've also taken the booster. So that is actually really, really happening across the various leagues. It's also happening across the NFL as well, but we're just focusing on Monumental Sports right now. 2, upload your health pass file. Here's some more information here. Take a look, read it, check it out. Okay, very important information. You all don't say CWall didn't tell you, because CWall absolutely telling you right now as of January 15th. So get it together, get it together, get it together, get your information in. Get your information in. Okay, so hey, more to come on that. And I will continue to bring that update up. I will continue to share that with you all because that is applicable for DC. That's applicable for anything that you're doing at Cap One Arena. Just so you all know, short plug for anything going on at Capital One Arena. All right. So very, very important. Extremely important. Now, we know that the Wizards are playing right now, but check this out. Lots going on. Basically, listen, the Caps have dealt with the COVID outbreak. We know the Washington football team still has players testing positive for COVID. Each day, the Wizards has a new team member. They're getting team members back. As you all know, Bradley Beal has been, publicly reported now that Beal is vaccinated. He has since come back from being in COVID protocols, as has KCP. We know that Kyle Kuzma was dealing with it about a month or so ago. But if you all can see here, look at this list of who all on the Wizards. Now, Davis Bertans is not playing tonight. It says it's a non-COVID illness. Okay. But Spencer Dinwiddie went into health and safety protocols today. Rui Hachimura, Montrezl Harrell, Aaron Holiday, Raul Nato. So it's going through the team. Much like we're seeing on other teams. You all know the drill. We all know that everybody still has to stay very, very, very safe. So keep that in mind. And just do what you can to be safe and do the right thing as this thing is still around. It's still happening. So they're playing right now against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've had to kind of shut out my brain so that I can focus on all of the different teams that I have to cover in this show. But I will be tuned right back into the Wizards and the Cavs. I know after the first quarter, the Wiz were up by 1, but who knows what's going on now. So we'll know soon. We will know soon. All righty, because we got to leave time for all the highs and the lows. And here's why I'm not going back. Let me back up real quick on the Wizards. Here's why I'm not really going into detail right now about the Wizards is because they have been experiencing this outbreak. So players are in and out, and it's just difficult to kind of give an assessment of the Wizards and all the rest of these teams. I mean, it's happening all across the NBA. So maybe this is just the wave, it's just the surge of what's happening right now. And then perhaps I can't say by the end of the year because we're at the end of the year. Perhaps in the next couple of weeks, we'll see some things even out and some teams will have their players back and be at full strength. So we shall see. More to come there. More to come. Washington football fans, check in. Are you still with us? Are you? Listen, has anybody recovered from that loss to the Dallas Cowboys? Is anybody still holding on as strong as possible? As I mentioned a moment ago, the team is still just experiencing COVID-related issues. Sam Cosmi is now on the COVID list. I don't even have it in front of me. Sam Cosmi is on the list. Tress Way is now on the COVID-19 list. It's just, hey, it's at the end of the year and it's just tough. It's really, really, really tough to assess. And yes, you can still assess, but I don't know if you all heard, Terry McLaurin shared in one of his press conferences this week, hey, it's not an excuse. It just is what it is. The team is experiencing abundant loss. Let's not forget what happened with DeShazer last week, and then finding out that some of his teammates, Jamin Davis being one, was on the scene of his accident. That has to do something to a group of guys, a group of people witnessing and being there for that, tragic event. And then everything that was missed and everybody and all the pieces that were missed due to injuries. And then here comes this outbreak. And per the NFL transaction wire, I don't think the Washington football team has had a chance. We'll see what happens between now and the game against Philadelphia on Sunday. But I don't think they've had a chance yet to bring in another punter. So even with the change in rules for the 5 days, Tress he can't make that for Sunday. So we'll have to see what happens. It's just bad. It's just bad. But we want to still, you all know, I always focus on let's hope and pray that these players are feeling better and well. Taylor Heineke spoke about he wasn't doing so bad, but he definitely felt some symptoms for certain. Kyle Allen has now spoken up and said, yeah, for about 4 or 5 days of that bad boy, I was sick. I didn't feel well. So, let's keep folks in prayer. It's going to be a rough way to close the season out because it was all good not too long ago. But because we have to follow the trends of what we do on the show, Washington is taking on Philly in their final home game of the season this coming Sunday. And we have to still go with bold predictions. If you have any bold predictions, before we get into the CWall highlights anyway, of DC sports in 2021, do you have any bold predictions? Hey, I think that it's a known fact that the team leadership has gone into evaluation mode. They've gone into evaluation mode. And I see that Joy has already put in her bold prediction that Washington will beat the Eagles in a shutout. Beat the Eagles in a shutout. The team is absolutely in evaluation mode. They're just evaluating players. I think they know that this is it. So they're rolling with it. And I see Cameron Mingo has shared Washington wins by 2 touchdowns. So I'm seeing still some bold predictions, still wanting to finish the year off strong. It was all good at the beginning of the month. And now look. Whoo. So listen. It's hard to come up with. I see Damon saying it's hard to come up with something. It is. It absolutely is hard. But I guess if you're in off-season mode and you got to figure out, hey, and you're going in evaluation mode, it's really time to have some tough conversations. Let's just see what happens, who the team should be thinking about keeping, who the team needs to be thinking about letting go or trading. It's a very real thing. Very real thing. It's still something to fight for. Last home game. Hey, as Eric Jessup says here, show some pride. It's hard, I'm sure. And it's a lot going on. But I'm sure the team does not want to get, just bulldozed like they have the last couple weeks. All right, you guys. Now, for the special topic, it is the last Thursday of the year. OMG. We are at the end of the year, and I'm really going to have to take a look at my list here of everything I have. These are, and feel free to drop some of these in the chat if you this is one of your favorite moments as well. Drop it in the chat and share some of your other favorite moments. Like I said, because some of it could be the same, but let's see if I captured some of you all's, because here's some of my favorite moments, and I also have some least favorite moments. Okay, have some least favorite moments as well. I think that was important because it's not always roses and rainbows, folks. I like to say that it's not always roses and rainbows. So let's try to start with the roses and rainbows, though. Okay, this is your CWall recap of some highs and some lows in DC sports in 2021. First up on my list, and actually this really isn't in any particular order, but this one deserves to be number one in my opinion, and that is, please do not forget, we have a team, another team on the list of the District of Champions. Okay, please give it up for the Washington Spirit. Okay, they won a championship. We have another championship squad all up and through DC. All right, so shout out to these ladies. They had a struggle this year. Their season was rough. It was hard, and they persevered through all of that and came back with a championship. How exciting for them. How exciting for them. Absolutely loved to see that energy. Now, the next one, I absolutely don't have a picture for this, but let me say this. We got a champion. Got a championship team. That's a moment that deserves to be, just shared and all that and said aloud. Although Russell Westbrook is no longer a Washington Wizard, we need to be proud that he was wearing a Washington Wizards jersey when he became the triple-double king. That's huge. From a historic perspective, like in real life, he broke a record that no one ever thought anybody would break. Russell Westbrook broke it, and he broke it in a Wizards jersey. So while I don't have a picture to show that, just know I had planned on it, but I didn't upload it. Listen, Russell Westbrook, triple-double king, and a Washington Wizards jersey. That meant a lot. That was huge, 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 huge. And that deserves to be recognized for sure. So we got the Washington Spirit now being included in the District of Champions. We have Russell Westbrook becoming the triple-double king in a Wizards jersey. Next up, I want to shout out Bowie State football. Hey, listen, every year, Bowie State is improving. Their football program is just soaring every single year. Check the stats since 2015. absolutely had to add Bowie State to my list of highs for this year in DC sports. That was a lot of fun watching them again triumph over the CIAA and continue to make their mark in Division II football. Kudos to you all, Bowie State Bulldogs. Straight up, kudos. My next one was a bit of a fun one. I didn't have any pictures for this either, but it really was the Hampton Howard game. As you all know, I am a graduate of Hampton University. I'm a very proud Hamptonian. But let me tell you something. That was a lot of fun. That was like homecoming, and that was just feel good. Everyone outside, things were feeling kind of normal, and that was just a really good time. So that was part of my DC sports like highlight of the year that I thought I wanted to share. Now, here is another highlight. When things were going really well, and that in a time in Washington football when you had no idea things were going to go down the tubes in the manner that they did. This was one of my personal favorite Washington football team moments this year. I was like, did he just cuss? Now, Coach Ron has been cussing here recently for a lot of different reasons. You know, nothing positive here lately. But that was fun to finally see Coach Ron be excited about something and be happy. I was happy for him when I saw him that happy. Now, this one is CWall team member, CWall chaplain, Mazdak. This was his favorite moment. This is one of his favorite DC sports moments right here.
Heineke off play action. There's Fowler in the backfield. Heineke gets away, lobs it in the end zone, and it's caught! It's a touchdown! McLaurin back on the field! And out of the scramble situation, he ends up with 6.
Listen, who knew that the year was just going to go down the tubes like that? I would have never guessed it would have been that bad. Good Lord. It just went all the way, bad. Another good moment. So those are 2 Washington football team moments right there. Another good moment, because this does not happen around here too often. Okay, so got to share this because this doesn't happen to DC teams often.
For the final 2 teams vying for the top pick, the second pick goes to the Indiana Fever. Are you kidding me? Which means the number 1 pick in the 2022 draft presented by State Farm goes to the Washington Mystics. I told y'all I said good luck trying this year.
Listen, I was excited. Okay, I was so excited that the Mystics got the number 1 draft pick, y'all. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. First time since 1999. All right. That was all good. Bad moments. The one that just passed. The way Dallas beat the brakes off of the Washington football team, we don't need to go back through that. But that's a low. That's a low. That's a historic low. That's not even like a 2021 low. That's just like the lowest of the low. Hope that never happens ever again in life. Please don't. We've been through enough. That was low. I want to tell y'all another low moment for me, and then we're going to have to wrap up. And I had a picture of it, but I'll just tell you all. The night of the Washington Nationals fire sale, when they traded Max Scherzer and Trey Turner, and y'all better be glad we were not broadcasting live when all those transactions were rolling through, because your girl was in bad shape when that came through. Whew. That was a low. That was a low. Okay. So that Nats fire sale was bad. So to me, nothing was worse than that Dallas game and that Nats fire sale from a DC sports perspective. I was like, this is ooh. Anywho, you guys, we made it. We made it a whole nother year. And you all are still rocking with CWall Sports and Entertainment. You are still rocking with Culture from the Couch. And guess what? We rock with y'all. I see that joy has been placed and we've been putting it up there. There's a lot more to come. We just cannot wait to share with you guys what's in store as we continue to move forward and progress and just enjoy. Listen, we all know that it's tough. It is absolutely tough being a DC sports fan. Hey, look, we know what it is, y'all. Never a dull moment, but it is always a blessing that you all decide to spend your time and get your updates from CWall Sports and Entertainment each and every week. You all continue to be blessed, you all. And please, please, please stay safe. Much love to you all, and I will see you all in 2022.
You're not on the field, or ice. You're on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your